Tell me about the aging process in this film. What was the makeup like when you looked in the mirror? Did you see your dad at any time?
No, yeah, the aging process was quite detailed. Uh, they did a really good job. It's very hard. You got to sit in a chair for like 3 hours and have them put this on you, and then your face and your skin can't breathe all day long. And it's something. Um, so just that alone, it's kind of kind of an oddly, mildly traumatic experience. But yes, I remember the first time I put it on, you see yourself, and if it's good makeup, you go, wow, that's a good facsimile of what I might be like when I'm older. It's kind of wild. But then you get over it, and you stop thinking about it, and you're just walking around looking old, and you don't know it. And then you realize, wow, that's what it's like being really old. It's pretty heavy. It's kind of intense.
And I assume you'd have to change your posture.
Yeah, he has that leg problem. So he's got the cane, and so yeah, he's got slower. It's really weird. The aging thing is strange because there's some things where you can kind of go, okay, that's what that is. But with aging, it's literally you can see somebody who's 80 who's walking and moving like a 50-year-old, and then you can see somebody who's 80 and they can barely cross the street. And you realize it's vast. Like basically, you could do nothing or do that, And I mean, I worked with Sydney's 82, Sydney Lumet.
He's in shape.
No, he's moving around like he's 50, literally. And it's like you would never know the man's 82 years old. And so I just decided that he just kind of would move. That he moves slower. Because I do think one thing that's kind of is that they become more careful about tripping or falling. So I remember that's what I would think about.
And the other aspect of this character is that he's a theater director. How would you describe your theater directing versus who this character was? Because you've done quite a lot of plays.
Yeah. Well, the one thing, I didn't really think about it while I was working on it because I thought more about the fact of him living his life and that the directing was, him trying to do something with his life, which that could be anything, But there is something about when you're working, that your life and the work kind of become messy together. I do think that happens.
And you become so involved in a project.
It becomes very just personal. I would, I've never done anything like that, obviously, but it's personal. So like when you're working on something, you become personally involved with the people you're working with. Because you're talking about life and yourself and them, and you're getting at the truth. You're trying to create art out of something, and that's all about getting at the truth of something. So it can become very personal.
And also, I would imagine, very fulfilling.
Yeah, very fulfilling and challenging and maddening, and sometimes you can never get it right, and usually don't. And you really realize how art and life are very similar. Ultimately, they really are. You can never. They don't really end, and they don't really answer themselves. And the good stuff, and how maddening that is, because as a person you want so badly to control something or understand something or end something, and you realize, but life really doesn't do that. And so the good art really doesn't either. And how tough that's a tough thing.
Okay, I think we ran out of time.
Not so quick.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Great
Thank you.
job as usual.
Thanks so much. Thank you.